Right, hello. Alright, to start this hologram tutorial, open up Blender, go into General. As always, delete the default cube. Then we'll press Shift A, go into Text. I'm going to scale this text up by pressing this. Then we'll go to Edit mode up here. You can type in whatever you like, but I'm going to type in hologram. Okay, then we'll go back to object mode, come down here, go to object data properties, and you can mess around with the text features. I'm just going to extrude it a little. You can also add fonts here. Just open up your fonts, add whatever one you like. You can change size. You can change the character spaces. It's up to you. Anyway, once you've done messing around with that, we'll rotate it on the x-axis. Get it to about 90 degrees. Okay. Then, once we've done that, we'll go to shading. Give it a new material, and we'll call this material hologram. Okay. Then we'll go back to layout mode for a second, and we'll go to material properties. Now here, this is quite important. You need to, for blend mode, you need to go to alpha blend out, and then for shadow mode it's alpha hashed. And then you need to click screen space refraction and subsurf translucency right here. Okay, that's really important for later on. Okay, we'll go back to the shading. Okay, then we'll delete the principled node. Okay, then what we'll need to add is a texture coordinate, so we'll go Shift A, texture coordinate, and a mapping node. Then a noise texture. Then a color ramp. Then two Fresnel, I think I'm pronouncing that right, nodes. Okay, and we'll press Shift D on this node to duplicate it. And then a mix RGB node, so Shift A. And a transparent PSDF. And an emission node. Also a mix shader node. Okay, now for the texture coordinate node, we'll put the generated and plug that into the vector here. And also for the scale down here, you want x axis at 0, and then you also want the z axis at 0. You leave the y axis at 1. Okay, then we'll plug the vector from the mapping into the vector of the noise texture. Then we'll take the colour of the noise texture and we'll plug that into the FAC of the colour ramp. and then we'll take the colour from the colour ramp and we'll plug that in to one of the Fresnels here, just at the bottom where the eye were, and then we'll take these two facts from the Fresnels nodes and we'll plug that into the colour. Then we'll take the colour of the mix RGB node and we'll plug that in to the FAC of the mix shader node, and then we'll take these two, the emission and the transparent PSDF, and we'll plug that into the shaders. And then for the shader here, we'll plug that into the surface here. Now, it doesn't really look much like a hologram right now, so we're going to need to tweak these settings. Now for our emissions, you can change the colour, change it to whatever you like. I'm going to go with a pink. Okay, and you can increase the strength of this. Okay, now for the colour ramp, you want to pull the white up a bit until it starts to look a bit more see-through. And then for the scale, you'll just pull that right up. Same with the detail, just pull that right up, and the distortion, pull that up. And you can also mess around with this. See, messing around with the colour ramp, you get to see the sort of lines of the hologram starting to come together. You can mess around with the FAC here too, and the IOR here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, once you've messed around with it and you like all the settings, you can go back to layout mode, go here to the viewport shader, and you can sort of have it like this if you want. You can just make that completely black. You can have it looking like this. Now the problem that I have with this is it's no moving like a hologram. You know, when you ever see holograms in movies or anything like that, they're always sort of glitching out or sort of moving. So the way we'll do that is we'll go back to shading, come up here, open up a, this can be a bit fiddly, open up a new window here, just by going there and pulling out, and then we'll come down here to the graph editor. Can't see much now, but if you click here and you go to location, back to your shading properties, go to location on your mapping, press I, you go to your scale on your noise texture, press I, and you go to your strength on your emission, which I'm going to make a bit stronger right now, and then press I. Okay, and then you click on all of these, so you make sure these are all visible. You should see this option here in the graph editor. Okay, come down here and click on one of them, click at the top. Okay, then you want to come up here, press normalize, go to your modifiers, add a modifier, add the noise modifier. Okay, and you should get this line here. Now what you want to do is increase the scale and increase the strength. And then when you go back to your layout, and then you press play down here and play animation, you should see it sort of moving. Now you can increase the strength to get it move more. Same with the scale, you can increase the scale. Again, most of this you're just messing around until you get the settings you like. Okay, looks a bit better, and you can just Control Alt 0, put your camera into position, and sort of have your camera in position and play your animation from here if you want. I'm also going to show you something else though, since I want it to do something else, look a bit fancier. I want to get it to spin around, so we're going to do that. The way we do that, press N, then we'll come down here to rotation, and what you want to do is hash and then frame. Okay, now it's spinning along like a madman right now. It's also spinning around this because I have yet to go into Object, Set Origin, and Origin to Geometry. So it spins around on itself rather than spinning around the origin point. Okay, it's also a bit fast right now, so in order to change that, we'll divide it, probably divide it by 50, press enter, and then you go, it starts to slow down, like that. Now we'll press Control Alt 0 again, and then just get that camera into position the way you like it. Now bear in mind, depends how many frames you've got it here. Mine's at 250, which is the default. Once it hits those frames, it will go right back to frame 1 and loop back. You can increase this if you want it to go, if you want it to last longer. You can also shorten it if you don't want it to last as long. It's up to you. I usually make sure it's done a whole rotation before it loops back. So sometimes it's just best to wait to when it loops back. So I think it loops back at like 245 frames, so I'll just have it at 245. And then there you go, you can just render, go into render. Also, should probably mention, before you render your animation, you might want to come here to the output properties. Here you choose where you save it on your computer, so you just open this up, choose where you want to save it. Once you've picked a suitable place to save it, then you'll go to file format, press FMPEG videos, then you want to go to encoding, and where it says container, I probably recommend MPEG4. It's an MP4 file. This is probably one of the best files that you want to use if you want to upload it on YouTube or anything like that. Then once you've done all of that, then you can go to render, render animation. Okay, and then render animation from there. Oh, also, should have mentioned this, you might want to go into render properties here, and then hit bloom. That will get it to sort of sparkle a little, you know, a bit like neon. But yeah, I mean, you can do this with any text you like. You can also do it with any meshes you like. I've done it with a monkey head. And I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, let me know in the comments. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See ya.